Hello everyone, we are live again and we're going to be cooking up some vegetable stuffed portobello mushrooms today. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to get on like usual. And again, I think I mentioned this in like a post and some stuff that I was talking about, but I am loving this. I love the feedback. I love getting the pictures of the food that you've created from watching these. And anytime I do these, feel free to shake it up a little bit, make it your own, like use extra flavors, toppings that you like. I do a lot of the things that I like, but anytime you can get more vegetables into your life, more colors into your life, more flavor, do it. Because every single one of these things that we use has a different purpose. It has a different vitamin, a different mineral, a different micronutrient, something that is going to make you healthier and boost your immune system. And we all need that right now because there's lots of viruses going around. There's just, we don't even want to talk about cancer again this time, but that's part of all of it. That everything I do to teach you how to be healthier helps you for so many different things. So that's why we add color, our rainbow of colors, because they all have nutrition. And actually I think that I should challenge you all to do every color of the rainbow every day. Or on something that you make, try to get every color in there, and no Skittles don't count. And show me that, post that, and see what you created. But so that is the premise of anything that we do with health and nutrition related coaching and counseling, is making sure you get all of those colors so you get a variety of nutrients, and you want to switch up your diet all the time. You want to make sure you're getting a nice variety of things and not eating the same thing every day. So again, that's part of showing you how to make all these things that you may not have thought of putting together. So, anybody on yet? Are we ready to roll? Any questions before I get started? Probably not. Okay, so what I've done is I have a portobello mushroom here, and if you've never done anything with portobellos, I'm going to show you how. So it's got this little stem inside of it, and what I do is I pop that stem out, and then I take a spoon and I scrape out, I call them the gills, I think that's what they're called, but I try not to make a mess here. But I scrape all that out, and then we'll be ready to use it. So with mushrooms, you don't really want to soak them in water, and you don't want to do much more than rinse the dirt off of them, because they are like literally little sponges and will absorb a lot of the water. All right, so now that I have that done, so I said this is going to be kind of like, I guess you could call it like a portobello pizza if you wanted to, or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to have a fancy name. But one of these times I'm going to show you how I do a little bit of a cream sauce with like a cheesy kind of filling that you can use on it that's super freaking good. But today we're just going to go simple. We're starting simple because we've only been doing this for a couple of weeks now, and I want everybody to kind of work up to doing more complicated or prepping and meals that have a lot more steps to them. So this is something quick and easy, and you get to customize it your own way. Right, so I take that, got my olive oil here, and I put the olive oil inside of it, and you can use a paper towel, or you can use your fingers, whatever you want, but me, I'm not fancy. I rub all that olive oil around in there, and I kind of dip mine out, and I rub it on the outside too. So remember, olive oil's got omegas. You can use avocado oil if you would rather. That's just fine also. But I get that all around on there. And so what that's going to do is it's going to help with cooking the mushroom and making it have a little bit of a different flavor to it. The recipe that I'm posting, I'm going to have to add to it, because this is where I say making things your own way, because I have one recipe that I actually wrote up and we used, but I always add to it and make it a little bit different. So one of those things that I like to do is pesto. So pesto has basil and garlic and a little bit of, I believe this one has a little bit of Parmesan in it, but it's got such good flavor. I like pesto. So I'll put a tablespoon of pesto in there, and I swish it all around. If you really like garlic, or you want to add garlic to that also, throw a little garlic in there. These are all things for flavor. And you get to customize it again the way you want it. Now I'm going to put some tomato sauce, and this is just plain tomato sauce. And I do this. I don't buy
the store-bought tomato sauces a lot of times, or spaghetti sauces, any of that, because I'd much rather make it my way. And so that's what I just did here. So there we go. We got our flavor. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of spinach. This is where we start adding our toppings. Spinach has a lot. Spinach is like one of those superfoods that has everything under the sun in it pretty much. It's got iron. It's got folic acid. It's got B12. It's got everything in it that you're going to need. Antioxidants. So always try to throw some spinach in everything that you eat. So I'm going to start with that. And now this is where we get to do what we want to do. So I like mushrooms a lot. So I'm going to put more mushrooms on here. And I like red onions. So I'll put some of those on there. I like roasted red peppers. So I'm going to put some of those on there. How many colors are we up to so far? I think we got all of them. Except for purple. I'm not going to have any purple ones. All right, so stuff that in there. Then what I do is I'm going to put a little bit of feta on this. You don't have to if you don't want to do the cheese. You can do the feta, you can do goat cheese, you can do some plant-based mozzarella. And then I'm going to add on top of this some more spinach. And then I'm going to show you a little trick I do with this to make it taste super good. Now the whole thing with the mushrooms is mushrooms are cancer fighting. They are full of fiber. They can be substituted for a meat if you really want to, because they're so dense and they have so much flavor that you can use them in a lot of different things. So now I'm going to take my olive oil and I'm going to drizzle it. Well, it's a little more than drizzle. Drizzle it over top of spinach, because when you do that and you cook it, this is going to get a little bit crispier. Now I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of Italian seasoning, because that's what I like. Feel free to use whatever other kind of seasoning that you want to use. And if you want to put even, you know, a little bit more feta on there, you can do that also. Whatever kind of floats your boat. And when you've done this, this is now gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's got all of our colors, it's got all of our vitamins and nutrition in it, and it is so yummy. It is so yummy and so filling. And if there's any other toppings you like, if you want to do black olives or, I don't know, I can't even think of anything else right now. But whatever you want to put on there, you do it. No pepperoni if there's anybody being smarties out there. This is the healthy stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to do something really fun like they do on TV. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Because we already baked one. So you see how the edges are? They're nice and soft. So you're going to bake this in the oven for, I think it's 350 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. And then this is what you get. And these are just the juices coming off of the vegetables that are in there. And then you cut that up. Actually, I'm gonna cut that so you can see how good it looks. All right, get my knife. Chop, beautiful princess. Do I have any questions from anybody about anything today? Okay. So it doesn't look very pretty, but this is so good. And see how the mushroom is cooked through there? And you can add, like I said, as little sauce as you want or as much sauce as you want to. And actually, I wasn't the one who made this one. So that's why it looks a little bit different than the one that I made. And it doesn't have any cheese on it. But you see how pretty it is? Like, make your food pretty. It makes it more appealing. But you can do these, you can have a night where you do your stuffed portobellos, and you can have everybody just get their own, put all the toppings out on the table, and you can all put your own toppings in to make it the way that you want it, and then bake them. And it's made it a family event, and they get to learn how to cook also, because part of the problem with where we're going right now with our health is because we don't eat real food. And we've gotten used to having foods that are in boxes and packages, and it's thrown in the microwave, or we go through a drive-through for it. And it just doesn't have any nutritional value. We're dying because of it. We're overweight because of it. Being overweight, for people who are looking for information on weight loss, it has to do with inflammation and insulin levels. It isn't as much about how much food you consume as it is about what types of food you consume. if you were to get it all figured out, you know, and that's part of what we do in our programs, but if you were to be able to add in all of the things into your diet into a day that are good for you, that I call them the good for you things, the essentials, you would never have to worry about counting a calorie again. If you ate real food and did it correctly, you'd never have to count a calorie again. You would be full of energy, you would be losing weight, you would be losing inflammation, you would be decreasing your risk of diabetes and hypertension and cancer and all of those things. And that is why I do this. So hopefully you can learn some of those things. And when I talk about the essentials, like mushrooms, oh my gosh, they're a power food. Spinach is a power food. The more you see these things that I use the same things over and over, but in different ways, you'll start to get a pattern of what the power foods are and how to use them. So, one of the other things, a little exciting, so it's a holiday weekend, so I will be going on a trip this weekend to someplace very sunny and warm, and we are going to do a special live from this warm and sunny place, and I'm going to have guests with me. So, if you don't want to just watch me cook, you want to watch somebody else, and we're going to have a good time with it, you want to be watching, we're going to do it on Sunday, I don't know what time yet. So if you just pay attention to the Facebook feed, you know, make sure you like it and watch for it. We are going to do a fun special live from Puerto Rico. So hopefully it's going to be an awesome time and it's not going to be raining on us, but we're going to have some good stuff for you there and a little interaction. And if anyone is wanting to do that here also, anybody wants to be a guest, we want to make this a little more fun, then let me know. You can be a guest. You can tell me something that you like to eat, and we can come up with the foods to do it, and we come up with a menu, and we can do it while you're here. Or we might even do it in my house, wherever. We'll find a place to do it. But we want to do a little more fun. Questions?
Would you have a side with the portobello mushroom, or is it filling enough by itself?
Honestly, it is filling enough by itself. If you want to add something else to it, you can even do like a couscous or like a couscous, boil that in vegetable broth so that it has a little bit more flavor, and then mix your vegetables into that and make it like a saucy kind of thing and put it in, and then put more toppings on top of it. So that's an option. But these really are very filling, and they're nice for lunch. So a lot of people always ask me for breakfast and lunch ideas, and this is a really nice lunch option. Other questions? No? All right. So make sure you look for us on Sunday. We're going to be doing fun stuff with really good, fun couple of friends. We're gonna make it awesome, so you don't want to miss that one. And remember, any kind of questions that you have, anything else you want to know, let me know. We're gonna post this video for you later and post the recipe also. Have a good day.